You know what's heartbreaking? It's not the wrinkles, the gray hair, or the weight gain that slowly steals a husband's attraction after 50. It's something deeper, quieter, and far more dangerous. It's the habits that creep in without anyone noticing. Habits that once looked harmless, but over the years turn into invisible walls between two people who once promised to love each other forever. And if you've ever looked at your husband and felt like his eyes no longer light up the way they used to, you need to hear this. Because the truth isn't about age, beauty, or time. It's about energy, connection, and the slow erosion of emotional chemistry. Let's talk about it. When a man crosses 50, something shifts inside him. He's no longer driven by the same instincts he had in his 30s. What he craves is peace, respect, and emotional comfort. But sadly, that's often the exact time when a marriage begins to run on autopilot. The conversations become mechanical. The laughter gets replaced with sighs. The spark that once made two people inseparable becomes a flicker barely hanging on. And it's not because love dies, it's because attention fades. A husband loses attraction when he starts feeling invisible in his own home, when he speaks and no one listens, when the woman who once made him feel like a hero now talks to him like a burden. That tone, sharp, impatient, dismissive, can destroy years of affection in a single moment. Men may not say it out loud, but they feel it deeply. They might pretend they're fine. They might even smile through it. But inside, something quietly switches off. And once that happens, it's hard to turn back on. Then there's emotional distance. Over time, couples stop being curious about each other. They stop asking questions. They stop exploring what makes the other person tick. The routine becomes a comfort zone, but also a trap. The woman might think, "We've been together for decades, I already know him." But in reality, he's changed. His fears, his dreams, his body, his confidence, all have evolved. When she stops noticing that, he feels unseen. When she stops caring about his inner world, he starts building one without her in it. And let's be honest, attraction isn't just about physical appearance. It's about presence. A husband loses attraction when his wife loses her glow. Not the glow of youth, but the glow of aliveness. The spark that comes from laughter, curiosity, playfulness. The woman who once used to dance in the kitchen, who used to tease him, who used to have that mischievous look in her eyes, that woman made him feel alive. When she turns into someone constantly tired, constantly serious, constantly worried, he starts associating her presence with stress instead of joy. Men are more emotional than they appear. They crave admiration, not for their looks, but for their effort. The little things they do, the way they fix something around the house, the way they protect the family, the way they sacrifice quietly, those things matter to them. But when those efforts go unnoticed, when gratitude fades, something breaks inside. Attraction isn't a physical force. It's an emotional current. The moment a man feels unappreciated, that current begins to dry up. But it's not just women's habits. Sometimes both partners fall into the same emotional trap: neglect, disconnection, overfamiliarity. They start taking each other for granted, and the woman often feels like she's giving so much, doing so much, but getting so little in return. And she's right. But attraction doesn't survive on fairness. It survives on energy exchange. The kind of energy that makes two people look at each other and remember why they chose each other in the first place. You see, the most seductive thing in a woman after 50 isn't her body, it's her spirit, her warmth, her wit, her emotional intelligence. When she laughs, the whole room changes. When she listens, the world slows down. When she carries herself with confidence, every man feels her presence before she even speaks. That's what men stay attracted to. That's what keeps the fire burning through decades. But when life's stress dulls that light, when she forgets her own power, her husband feels that too. Sometimes attraction fades because of constant comparison. When a wife keeps pointing out what other men do better or what her husband used to be, she unknowingly kills his confidence. She thinks she's pushing him to improve, but he hears something else. You're not enough. And that phrase, unspoken but felt, can crush attraction faster than time ever could. Because men fall for women who make them feel capable, not criticized. Another silent attraction killer is control. When love turns into supervision, when every move he makes, every decision he takes gets questioned or corrected. The intention may come from care, but the impact feels like judgment. And over time, that judgment kills desire. A man wants to be needed, but he also wants to feel free. The woman who balances care with trust, she keeps his respect. And respect is the foundation of attraction. There's also the loss of emotional intimacy. Many wives forget that listening can be more powerful than talking. Men rarely open up, but when they do, they need a soft place to land. When a wife mocks, dismisses, or downplays his feelings, he shuts that door. And when that door closes, physical intimacy soon follows. Because men connect through vulnerability, even if they never say it out loud. Then there's resentment, the silent poison of every long-term marriage. When small grudges pile up, they turn into invisible barriers. Each unspoken complaint becomes a stone in the wall between them, and soon, both start living side by side, not together. They stop touching, stop laughing, stop looking into each other's eyes. And when the eyes stop meeting, attraction disappears like it never existed. But here's the twist. None of this is permanent. Attraction can return. Chemistry can reignite. Even after 50, even after years of distance, a couple can find their way back. It starts with awareness. With one simple question. What version of me did my husband fall in love with? Was she playful, supportive, confident, kind? She's still there, under the layers of time, waiting to come alive again. The secret isn't to chase youth, it's to reconnect with that inner vitality, to bring back curiosity, to flirt again, to laugh again, to look at him not as the man he used to be, but as the man he's becoming. Because men over 50 crave connection more than anything else. They want to be seen, understood, valued. They don't need perfection. They just need presence. And if you're watching this and thinking, but he doesn't try either, remember this. Change starts with one person's energy. When you shift yours, he feels it. When you stop complaining and start appreciating, he softens. When you smile more, he relaxes. When you make space for joy again, he returns to that space. Because attraction is contagious. When one person glows, the other can't help but notice. So maybe the real message isn't about the habits that make husbands lose attraction. Maybe it's about the habits that make them fall in love all over again. Listening with empathy, laughing without reason, complimenting without hesitation, touching without needing an excuse, choosing connection over correction. These small acts rebuild what time has tried to wear down. Let this be your reminder. Age doesn't destroy attraction. Disconnection does. The body changes, but the soul doesn't age. And when two souls decide to keep showing up for each other, with kindness, with respect, with curiosity, they can make 50 feel like 25 all over again. So if you've noticed the spark fading, don't panic. Don't chase youth, chase presence. Don't chase perfection, chase peace. Because when a woman rediscovers her own glow, her husband will too. Attraction isn't about looks, it's about life. Bring that life back into your eyes, your voice, your energy. Be the woman who radiates calm and confidence. Be the reason he remembers why he fell for you. And watch what happens next. In the end, love after 50 isn't a fairy tale. It's a choice. A choice to see each other beyond the years, beyond the changes, beyond the flaws. A choice to keep loving with the same intensity, even when the world tells you it should fade. And the couples who make that choice, they don't just survive marriage, they rewrite what lasting attraction really looks like. So if you've made it this far, maybe it's time to stop saying, "He doesn't look at me the same way," and start asking, "Do I look at him the same way?" Because attraction begins where attention lives. And when you give attention, you bring love back to life. This is your moment, your reminder that even after 50, love can be electric, magnetic, and deeply alive. You just have to remember that connection is never lost. It's only waiting to be reignited. Thank you for watching. If this spoke to your heart, take a deep breath, smile, and share it with someone who needs hope today. Because sometimes, one simple reminder can save a lifetime of love.